Welcome to me. God damn it. Welcome to. Man, I'm doing it bad lately. Welcome to MotoGP Mac, where MotoGP fans congregate and fanboys fear to tread. What are you doing this week?
Look,
every time.
What am I doing this week? Well, currently I'm in Wolverhampton with Mini Mac. One over here.
Hey, Mac.
Here's Mini Mac, who is an avid Wolves supporter. Unfortunately, they lost this morning, so so he's a little bit disgusted right now as well. So anyone ever tells him the scoreline, he will punch them. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree in that one. So other than that, chilling like a villain. Looking at the stuff from the test last Monday. Plenty of carbon fiber porn, as I call it.
You know what I mean? Detective Mac was at it again. First one out to get it. And don't forget, folks, by the way. By the way, is it, and you can explain it to them, it's not the original, the Monocoque carbon chassis that we know, right?
No. Look, like that guy did this. Yeah, like this is them literally replacing aluminium's twin spare chassis with carbon fiber twin spare ones. And like realistically, like there's a lot of confusion actually around the KTM one. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, the weight is not, our weight saving is not their goal." Well, of course it was their goal, right? But it was also like, why would you swap steel to carbon fiber? Why would you not go to aluminium? If you're looking for flexibility and stuff like that. But the point that I was making in it is that if you take 5 kilos off your weight overall, you can then put it nearly wherever you want to on the bike. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So you're starting with a bike that's underweight, and you're engineering that. Okay, do we want more front end? Do we want more rear end? You can engineer the bike easier. So, of course, losing weight in MotoGP is critical. Having your bike underweight is critical so that you can engineer it to where do you need the weight? Do you need it front bias, rear bias? Well, what I can tell you 110% is you don't want to have 5 kilos of weight up high.
No.
If you have weight, you want it down. So for me, I think it is about a weight saving exercise personally. But also it's about the technology and pushing the boundaries. And like you look at the Formula One front wings nowadays, right? They're not supposed to bend at all. They're not. But at a certain speed or load, of course it goes. And look at the TV. I can look at it. You'll see there's a split in the front wing, and you'll see as it gets up towards 200 miles an hour, you'll see the front wing bend down like that. And you're just like, all right, okay. It's not supposed to bend. So the rigidity, flexing one way and another now, that's all done within the weave. It's like black magic of rubber tires. Do you know what I mean? You will never see truly what's going on. Now, the only worry that I do have with these carbon fiber frames, let's call them a chassis, is the quality control of them is very difficult to.
Yes. You can have a crack in those, they don't know, or a weak spot.
Exactly. And my point here is more so the bike tumbles into the gravel.
Oh yeah,
the rider wants to hop back on the fucking thing, and away you go. But like saying that,
I still believe in the rule, the BSD rule. They crash and they're out.
Yeah. Look, I've seen some silly crashes in the BSB, and it would make me disagree with the rule of where they fell over 2 miles an hour and they're out.
Right.
Whereas I think if you come off a pace or if the bike rolls, then you're like, Okay, there's probably damage done to both sides of the bike, but yeah, I think something like that will come in if carbon fiber frames do become the norm, which I do think they're going to. You know what I mean? I genuinely do think. I do think Ducati have one, but they haven't tested it. I would be very surprised if they hadn't had one at this stage. Aprilia have one, KTM have one. No point mentioning Yamaha and Honda because they don't even have a good one that works. So an aluminium one that works. So they're still trying to figure that out.
Yamaha has worked with. By the way, Yamaha has worked with carbon before when Ducati was working with carbon back when. So maybe they do.
They did, but they still run an aluminium fucking swing arm compared to everyone else. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
And
True.
It is funny, like, and you know, I start to gain a little bit of like I am a Yamaha person, as you very well know. But I really worry about Yamaha's key skill right now because this is the fourth frame that they've tried in testing in the past 2 years, and nothing has worked. They still can't figure the fucking thing out. Do you know what I mean? And you know, we've said this a number of times in things that I would be more confident in Yamaha re-engineering or engineering their way out of something.
Yeah.
And for the past 2 years, they've made a complete balls of the chassis. Do you know what I mean? It's just
that's so strange because they were always good on chassis. That was the one thing they were strong at was chassis. Throughout, I'm wondering if they're looking toward a V4 and just going, this is a waste of money. You know what I mean? This is like a stopgap, so they're not really putting their whole heart into it. It's the only thing I think of.
Yeah, I don't know. Like even looking at the aerodynamics attempts that they did, right? They brought this high downforce version, and they're running it with the 2022 version of aero, and I'm like, so they're switching between the two, and then this test they brought out a modification of the 2022 aero. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like going, wait a minute, like you just brought in the kind of front wing box shape one. Do you know what I mean? And now you're gone back. Do you know what I mean?
It never works out well. It usually doesn't work out well when they go backwards and forwards. I mean, that goes with anything.
Exactly. And it's, I just now wondering, like, clean sheet of paper, do you know what I mean? Fucking design the bike design new aero that works with each other. Now, I suppose the other thing that I thought really, really good with KTM was how they're using the air that comes in through the airbox to energize other areas around the bike. Like every single one of us thought that the big hole in the front of the bike was to drive air into the airbox, right?
Well, it is.
KTM just hasn't changed. But there's pipes now off of that and vents off into that to go places.
What are they? Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just like it just shows again the change in the game, thinking differently. Aprilia now have done that, to be fair, as well with driving the air up over the rider's shoulders and stuff. But again, it's just those are the things, and I really look at and for me, I suppose the whole carbon fiber frame thing, like it just shows how far the Japanese are behind. They're not even fucking thinking carbon fiber. Do you know what I mean? And the others have it on track.
Well, they all did it. They've all done it years ago. When Ducati did it, they were the last ones to do it, and it was the best one, and it stunk. You realize that? That was the best carbon fiber chassis.
But yeah, okay.
And it stunk compared to the Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki ones. I mean, it was horrible.
Yeah, I get you, but I suppose the point of where I am is now is like it's a whole different fucking pot of piss now, right? It shows me, like teams, like even like go back to when they were doing. No one ever went near a twin spare chassis that they were going to do it on. Do you know what I mean? It was just for me when I look at it now, it's like everyone was aluminium, and these guys or steel. These guys are like, I wonder could we do it in carbon fiber? And not only like is that question asked, they have the fucking thing on track. Do you know what I mean? And they're testing it. One of them have a race under the belt with it. Do you know what I mean? And they know exactly what is to do. Where Honda and Yamaha, in my opinion, are still like, is it even fucking possible? Do you know what I mean? They're still in the thinking plan, and I just kind of just shows you, I suppose, the new development way of life in MotoGP. And anyone asks how did the Chinese or the Japanese get so far behind? It's perfectly there. Do you know what I mean? There's new technology. And
Japanese never done what? Even in their production bikes, they didn't. Everything came to a grinding halt with that 2008 global financial problem. That just brought everything. They haven't done anything, even in production bikes, since then.
Yeah. Now, look, saying that, look, I will always commend people that are trying, and it does look genuinely like Honda are trying. Right? Yes, they're robbing other people's ideas, but if I looked at the 213V, even in this testing, right, it did look like the rest of the MotoGP bikes that are out there. There's a lot of the current concepts, yes, that they're copying. Fine, copying is fine. So if they're copying it to try and understand it, I take my hat off to you. Is it fair if I play to you? But when I looked at Yamaha, I was like, that's the same fucking...
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, but when I looked at Yamaha, they're going backwards to an older fucking aerodynamic design, not pushing forward with new. The side fairings that we saw, they're there. The downward ducts were slightly bigger. Do you know what I mean? They put a skirt under the swing arm. Nothing to say this is fucking magic, right? It's probably they're fucking trying. Ducati, and what I actually found very weird about Ducati, very small. There's nothing actually I could turn around and say, boom, that was major. Now, is that because Zarco was realistically the only one that was testing? Are they really going to give next year's parts to Zarco? Is Honda in 1 year going to catch up with fucking Ducati? Not a fucking rare.
Yeah, they're saying 2 to 3 years.
I would say 4, easy.
Okay.
4 years behind.
Simon Crafar. Remember, Simon Crafar said 2 to 3 years if everything goes right. That's a big if.
That's a big if. Then I suppose we have Marky, who then confusing everyone's fucking world right now. I think it's actually really funny what he's doing. Like, is he sizing everything up that it's going to be a whole drama and then he stays with Honda? Is he sizing it up that he wants to keep you?
How stupid could you be not to switch, though? I mean, you have to be a moron. You would. Why would you stay? If you're sitting there going, screw me once, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me. He's been screwed many times. He's been screwed more than the county whore. I mean, they've been hanging him out there saying, you just ride around. The problem is not a problem. We love you. Go risk your life for God knows how long. And just hadn't stepped up to the plate for so many years. After a while, you go, how many times am I going to get burned? You have to be a moron.
I was thinking that too, right? And then I was putting myself a little bit in Marky's shoes, right? So everyone in this whole wide fucking world is talking about you. Everyone, right? Everyone is saying you're going here, you're going there, you're going everywhere, right? Now, if you have already made up your mind and you know the path and whatever and the decision and this, that, and the other, my view of it, and if this was me and all these rumors were going around, I would have a little bit of fun with those rumors, personally. You know what I mean? And I wonder is now Mark is turning around.
You would have fucking fun. You might do it a day, but that would be, you wouldn't go back and forth, and it's just odd. I mean, and everything points to him moving. I mean, Anybody, if it was you put yourself in his shoes, why would you stay?
Oh, 100%. Why would I stay?
Why would you stay if you're in his boots? It's all upside his move. If you're not in the money,
I just think it's Marquez at the moment is pricking around with the press, if I'm honest, and I think the interview that he gave after is like, I know my plans, and there's only one or two people that I've shared them with, which is probably his girlfriend and his brother.
That's another question, by the way. Mm-hmm. You got a new girlfriend. Do you want to fail in front of your new girlfriend and crash and be in the hospital and all that shit? No.
Yeah, but I just thought it was funny that his statement there, I think the other day or the day before, is that he'd love to be inside in Rossi's brain the last 4 years of his career. How did he stay motivated, finishing 14th and 15th? Now, look, it was another fucking poke at Rossi, but I thought it was a thing because I think that is starting to itch on him, and I think, if you're riding at the front and you're capable of riding at the front still, and you're not, I think Marquez knows that his time is nearly up.
Yeah, he knows that the time the Grim Reaper's coming, the time monster is coming. They call it the alarm clock in athletes. It's the time clock's the alarm clock's going to ring, and all of a sudden you can't do it anymore, and it happens like that.
Yeah. It's more of a sudden stop than a warning system. Now, realistically, this week coming up is the Indian Grand Prix, and
which might not happen.
He said this is, Jesus Christ Almighty. Will it pass the FIM test on Thursday? Can you imagine that? Actually, all the gears shipped out there, and it doesn't pass the fucking test.
They said there's a ramp. You'll find at the end of the straightaway. They say there's a ramp.
Yeah.
The thing comes up and down at the end of the straightaway, a long straightaway. They said you'll fly. Yeah. Cars come off the ground and come down. I'm like, a bike, Jesus Christ, what's that going to do? That's one of them survival.
It didn't happen in the F1 there. It is a long circuit. You know what I mean? There's straights, and what I actually thought was funny there, I saw on Instagram during the week that what's his name, Alicia Spagro, and them were learning the track on PlayStation.
In what?
You know what I mean? That's by playing the PlayStation, they were learning the track.
Oh, okay.
So now, these PlayStation games, they're pretty accurate to what the track is. And I remember when I was working out in Portimao, the original surface there so obviously when the contractor finishes laying the blacktop or the tarmac, they scan the track, and then they fed that data back to whatever it was, EA Games or whomever.
Yeah.
And all the Formula One teams, so that they would understand what the track is like. So it would give all the bumps, the undulations, any raises and falls, whatever was all captured in the track data, so they could feed it into simulators and use it. You know, do you ever know? So, but it's a whole different level. But I just thought it was funny that with the tracks nowadays, that if they're learning the tracks on the PlayStation, it's a weird thing. But I don't know. I don't even know whether it's going to take place on Sunday or not. My sources are concerned.
I think, they're coming down on Thursday to check out the track. We're just going on Sunday. If they have to fix anything, what are you going to do? Look, the FIM aren't fucking idiots either. You know what I mean? I think they're happy with most of the things. So maybe just, you know what I mean? So I would think that they would have done remote inspections and all of this before. Now, I remember when F1 did Zandvoort, the race, so the head of the FIA at the time,
or the race controller or director at the time, he would have been very hands-on. So he would have known the whole state of it up to it. Maybe there was a small few things that they saw on their last trip out there and said, you need to have these done. And then track inspection done on the Thursday, which is standard operating procedure anyway, that the race director on the Thursday, because technically what happens on the Thursday evening, the race controller becomes like the owner of the circuit. I'm not sure if you know that. So they take control of the functioning, running. Everything then goes by their system. So like Thursday morning, or Wednesday night, Thursday morning, because they do all the media, they test all the safety cars, all of that happens on a Thursday. So, you know, the way you watch these guys there and they go out and they do the fast lap on the bikes.
Yeah.
All that happens on Thursday.
Yeah.
So technically the racetrack is handed over from the owner to the thing, because the FIM are leasing that track for the weekend.
By the way,
so I guess we went.
Has Aprilia dipped into the carbon at all? Have you heard anything
about that? Yeah, so they ran it. So Savadori ran it in a test, and I believe he ran it in Austria, and I think Aleix Espargaro and Maverick did try it at the Misano test.
Okay.
Aleix said it's better in some places, not in others. Maverick, I didn't get a comment on Maverick about it, but I have a feeling that will be raced pretty soon. What I found very interesting about the test actually was that they gave Oliveira the 2023 bike to try.
Okay.
Which I think is interesting. I reckon it's to see how fast he would go versus the two boys in a rubbered-in track. The you know what I mean? Like, otherwise, what's the point in giving him a full spec 2023 bike? If that's going to mess with his head on the 2022, you know?
Right. So all we have to do now is get Marquez's answer out of him. Do you think he's going to go?
Logic says yes, 100%. Marquez, being a prickly fuck, says no.
How do you call it?
Yeah.
He is a strange duck. I mean, I read he's still living. He was living with his brother in the mud. They live with the parents until like last year, both of them.
Just after COVID, yeah.
That's strange.
He moved to Madrid then with his brother and stuff.
Yeah, that's genuinely strange.
It is, and it's not.
It is too. Come on,
he was never at home, really.
Huh? You're a multi-millionaire. Okay, you're a good-looking guy. You got girls beating down your doors. What are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna live with my mother and father. Come on, and my brother. You can see the brother maybe, but both of them have enough money to have their own place, right?
Yeah.
So you're
gonna have to wash his own clothes and do all this shit now. He
has enough money. He has enough money, and I don't like pissing money away, but he has enough money, and he's all grown up. He could do his own clothes. They have these new things called washing machines. You just put it in, okay, and then put it to the next machine. Done. Yeah.
I thought he was going to still have washing.
Girlfriends always clean your clothes and clean your house.
I think in the Marquez family is a very strange family. From what I watched it in the thing, they're super close and super strange. Eerily close, actually, is the way I would put it. But listen, each to their own. Each family is fucking weird to others.
People like that has a habit not to change. If you're growing up and nothing ever changes, it goes on to other things. That's what worries about. That's what I worry about with him not changing. I think that's the only reason he's still there. But now he's going to go with a brother. So it's something. Remember originally I said, watch, the brother's going to be a big factor for him moving because of that weird situation, his weird mental.
Yeah, but I would always look at it in the way, okay, He's gone to KTM. There was an offer from KTM, 100%. KTM can't get a bike. I may not be willing to dump 2 riders to get Marquez on board. Okay,
Right.
Aprilia was once an open door. It's now not, according to Rivola. And then you had Ducati. Now, I still put it this way, Jake, right? If Ducati really had interest in him, he'd be on Pramac. Right? And Ducati, Ducati said no. Dominicali said, well, never say no, right? Gigi said, well, never say no. Everyone is saying that Morbidelli, who is a tail end Charlie right now on the Yamaha, is going to get a fucking works factory Ducati, and Marquez is going to go to Gresini just to be with his brother. Now,
I think he wanted to go. I think he wanted to go to brother. If they gave him a choice between the two, I'd bet my bottom dollar that he would go with his brother. In a lesser bike.
I would disagree in the fact that Marquez is still. Listen, when we sat down with Simon Crafar, you could give him a 2023 or a 2022. You could offer him the choice of the 2022 or the 2023 Ducati, and he'll go with the 2023 because it's the new one. Do you know what I mean? It's the most up to date, it's both ways. And I don't think Marquez is one of those people that would be able to say, you go, here's the keys to your bike, go ride that. By the way, there's another one that's newer, that needs developing, wants to steer things, wants to have it a little bit done more to his favor. You know, that's the way these guys are. Like they're never going to sit there and accept someone else's bike. Do you know what I mean?
Right. But even with the 23, they'll adjust it to the settings to his.
No, they'll adjust the settings, but that bike is built around Pecco's field.
But that might be a joy. I could see that being a joy to him, that he doesn't have to screw with it. For once in his life, he doesn't have to ride around problems. He comes there, he jumps on the bike. It's like the good old days. And his ego's so big.
Yeah, I don't think so. But that's the problem. He has that ego that I'm Mark Marquez. The team functions around me. I give direction. All of a sudden, he's going to be a passenger. And yeah, you might be right for the first couple of races until he gets onto that bike and says, you know something, I could actually go 3/10 faster if you give me this. And Ducati will say, no, sorry. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I think the whole problem comes in. It's like, when you listen, like even last year, when you listen to the 22.5 debate, Pecco fucking wanted it. Jack had to fucking deal with it. Do you know what I mean? It didn't suit Jack. It suited Pecco. So everything that is done within the Ducati realm, in my view, is geared towards what Pecco feels. So the 2024 Ducati is going to be more so developed and will probably more suit Pecco than any other rider on the Ducati.
But don't forget, this is a star of a man. Okay? He's used to coming on and the thing doesn't go around a bend and it pitches him off and kicks his ass every corner.
Oh, yeah.
To him, it would be seventh heaven. You know?
I'm not saying that at all. Like, it would be seventh heaven. But Mark and any rider is like, yeah, I'd be happy. It's like a new girlfriend.
Okay.
First couple of weeks, everything is fine. Then she starts to fucking annoy you.
I don't know. Mine lasted a week.
So the mask comes off. So there you are. You're so that's it. So that's in my view of the way it is. Like, if Ducati really wanted him, he'd be on the fucking Pramac. He'd be fucking there. Now Ducati are very smart. Like, you saw it there with all year with Pramac. They were running a separate aero function, gathering data to get an understanding of how that was going to work, how to develop it, whatever. Now they have moved Martin and Zarco to the a downward up type, and they're going to measure data back to back against that for the rest of the season. Really smart in my view. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Don't think Marquez would like to be the guinea pig. Do you know what I mean? And here's your arrow for the year. That's it. Wait. No, saying that.
I think he might love it. I think he might love to go. Is that mine for the year? Good. It's 10 times better than the bike I was on. I'm a happy camper. I'll just,
Yeah, well, it is, but I still think, that's the girlfriend effect then will soon come in. He's like, I show something I really don't like this about the bike. Can you change it?
I think that'll be, but looking at the difference of the two bikes, it might take a year or two. You know what I mean? He'll be enamored in how good it is.
I don't know. Alex Marquez, you see, is now, like, he loves it. Don't get me wrong. He fucking loves it. But there's things about that bike that he doesn't like. And if you're used to fighting and battling a bike or anything, if you're used to a high drama life, yes, the first couple of weeks without drama, it's lovely, it's peaceful, it's nice. But then it gets a bit boring.
Oh, the only thing I think of is Poog. Poog gave him a guilt trip, supposedly. Like
Pooch, yeah. Poog. All right. Yeah, of course he gave him a guilt trip. Like himself and Pooch, I would think would be quite tight friends. But I think that relationship has been stressed an awful lot. And I would say Pooch has given him a guilt trip. As Mark said, Pooch.
It's Pooch, like a dog.
Yeah.
PUIG is also a German windshield manufacturer. But they say it's Poog. That's where I got that from. Yeah.
All right. Pooch. Look, he's trying his best to keep Mark, right? Mark is not only their best asset as a rider, but he's also their best asset as marketing, right? Mark wears a new fucking t-shirt, and the next day there's 40,000 of those t-shirts sold, just like that. Do you know what I mean? So, for me, of course, he'd want to try and keep him in the team. Of course, the guilt trip comes down, but I think Mark is pretty wise to that at this stage. Like he was saying, there's new engineers in the garage. There's aero people. I think that aero person is from Formula One. There's a new project leader. But again, you just don't know with Marquez what he's thinking, and I think he's thinking of it now as a game. He may know what he wants to do, but
he's like a 12-year-old.
This weekend, look, like I suppose realistically, as we've said many times, Mark has nothing to prove anymore. You know what I mean? And he wants that one that puts him ahead of Rossi. Is it one or two he needs? I don't know.
He said my next world championship will be my most important championship of them all. Quote.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to transfer.
It'll be his last one.
That would be the smartest thing. I just can't think he'd be that stupid to stay.
But I re-quote you from a couple of weeks ago. Mark Marquez is not the smartest tool in the drawer.
Oh, I know. I've said that many times.
Yeah, so we'll wait to see on that one. We have India coming up this weekend. Should if it does happen, should be interesting to see MotoGP there. Then with Japan the following week. My God, it's going to be a couple of early mornings. Then we got Australia, I think, is it? Then Malaysia.
Yeah, okay.
Then Qatar. And then then Qatar, and then the final race in Valencia in Spain. So it's a busy schedule for the next couple of weeks. And hopefully by the end of the year that we hit the magic 10,000 in subscribers.
Yeah, we're getting close. We need it, guys.
You need another 200 and something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we'll wrap it up there for this week. What?
Members. there's the guy there that MotoGP Nitro and MotoGP Rush report. They are just getting absolutely fucking everything's a lie. He comes out, he plays one word or one sentence or two sentences, and what do you think? The thing's a blatant lie. He's had him signed. He actually had him came out and said, "Oh, Marquez is already signed and looking at extensions for Honda." It's a first. Did you hear about that? I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, the guy. Yeah, he comes up every day.
I saw one of them.
He rehashes them too.
One of them did there. He what?
He rehashes them. He'll have put out the video, right? 3 days later or 4 days later, he put out the same video with a different face. You know, the little square puts a different thumbnail on it.
Oh yeah. I saw that. I saw the. I don't know. I just don't watch them, to be honest. But I did see one time that there was a thumbnail with Mark already in the Bassini outfit and everything. It's just like, for fuck's sake, we know it's happening this weekend, for fuck's sake. But anyway, listen, report them, watch them, just have a laugh if you want to. But don't watch them too long because they're all out just to make revenue. It's all AI voices and bots and all that shit.
So, when you go down, there's no comments. He has like a dozen different ones, right? Channels, and none of them have any content. No comments on it.
But listen, if you know and understand YouTube, you can go in and you can get like 50,000 views and fake likes and fake comments.
Yeah.
So this is where if you really want to figure out if someone is fake or if someone is real, will I tell you how you do it? Look at their YouTube Shorts videos. So if you went to MotoGP News, right, he gets apparently 30 to 50 to 90,000 views per video. But he launches a Shorts video, which is outside of the normal algorithm that you can fuck with, and he'll struggle to get 500 or 600 in the first day. But yeah, if you look at his YouTube videos, he gets 40,000. Anyway, I don't waste my time with them anymore. Look, they're people over wherever stealing other people's videos, stealing other writers' content, putting it into an AI voice and because you'll hear them, they don't pronounce the words. They pronounce every word. So, or driver, or banging, or something like that. Is like, all right, okay, fair enough. But look, I don't really entertain or follow or worry about them if I'm truly honest. Not my wheelhouse to worry about them. I just worry about my own shit and get that done. Well, anyway, I think we'll wrap it up there for this week, Jakey Poo.
Yeah. Yes.
We'll do another one next Sunday again for Monday, after hopefully the first Indian Grand Prix. And
as soon as Marquez says something, our ass is going to be on here.
Is it?
I don't care if we got to do it for 5 minutes. I'm going to come up here and do a dance.
Oh, Jesus. I definitely won't rate that one for kids.
That's a vision you didn't need, right?
Anyway. Yeah, no, don't need that one. Anyway, so we'll catch up and we'll talk soon. And peace out, everyone. Have a great